Do you think there was a mental change or a shift in your perspective that allowed you to be more in the moment and appreciative of the time that you had now rather than consistently looking at the future?
Hmm. I'm not sure if there was one moment that really stands out. I think when I wrote the MCAT the first time, so I have a plan of running it again this summer. Um, I was just like miserable for the couple months I wrote it because um, I just went in with like, you have to do well. And it was totally like goal focused as opposed to what I was doing at the moment. And I didn't have that structure that I talked about is really important to me. Yeah, and it just meant my mental health was not good during that time. I don't think I was a very good friend or girlfriend or daughter because I was just frustrated all the time. And I think that kind of made me think about my approach to school in general, and how um, I just, yeah, I guess I don't know. I made it see everything seem like a bigger deal than it needed to be, and I just always felt so busy and overwhelmed. So I think after I got the MCAT back, I did fine, but it definitely wasn't the result I was looking for. I think that was kind of an epiphany of you need to change something and you need to find joy in in studying, and you need to find joy in practicing, because it was like subject matter that I really enjoyed. Like I really do enjoy my degree and the subjects that were on the MCAT, but I was just putting a ton of pressure on myself and like not focusing on what I was doing day to day to get to the goal, as opposed to just like I have to get this score on it. So I think that was like a pretty big mindset shift if I had to pick one thing.
Mhm. I find that so interesting that I think that's a relatively new area or field in psychology, spearheaded by Carol Dweck. The idea that process is the most important thing, and I still see it now in lots of places. And even while I was in Denmark, there were lots of people that were um, like outcome oriented, and you could see it in how they played and how they treated other people that weren't necessarily at the level they were at. And now there's this shift towards everything being process driven and allowing for failure and encouraging people to make mistakes and accept that and be okay
Mhm.
with not being perfect 100% of the time.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it was a really valuable experience, that failure in my mind, because I think it did reaffirm for me that being a doctor and helping people in that sense was something I wanted to do. Because I think it's really easy when you get a really good score and get it in your first time to be like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I think, and then you get a couple years in, you're like, oh, this like really isn't for me. But I think
Mhm.
like having that sense of failure, and then like a couple days after I was like, no, I'm going to write it again because this is what I want to do. So I think those periods are really, really valuable, and without those I'm not sure if you have a full understanding of what it is that you really want.
Yeah, that's a really good
Mm.
point. You mentioned that you felt that you weren't being a good friend, daughter, girlfriend. How do you think that that shift in how you thought about being more part of, I would say maybe more part of your community. Correct me if you think it could be worded better, but more part of your community has impacted your success in other fields, like having that structure and those pillars of community around you.
Yeah, for sure. I think I kind of took for granted the support I had. And I think because in my mind, it felt like what I was doing was so important, and that because I was in a science degree or because I was playing volleyball at a high level and like doing research or whatever it is, that seemingly what I was doing was more important than what other people were doing. So I think I felt um, like it was expected that I should get unconditional support and love from all the people around me. But I'm not sure I was always giving that back to people. So I think that's really something I've learned that I've tried to transfer, to showing gratitude to my parents and my friends, my boyfriend now, is that everyone has stuff going on and everyone's life is at an equal importance, and what they have is a lot compared to what I have as well. Um, so I think in that sense, it has just maybe like an easier person to have a relationship with. Because I think I try to at least hopefully close to as give as much as I get from people, because I am so lucky. I feel like I just have like a huge support system of people. Um, so trying to like show gratitude to those people and give as much support as I get.
You're so friggin' human. You've progressed so much over the years. It's so cool to
Oh my
see who
gosh.
you've become.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We're living with a first year girl right now, and she's awesome. She's so much fun, but it's so we talked about this before, but it's so cool having kind of like a mirror of what you were 5 years ago, and to see just like how much you learn outside of your classes about who you want to be and how you want to treat people, even like how you want your lifestyle to be in comparison to what it was when you lived with your parents, and what your goals are going to be after that. Yeah, it's insane how much you learn over the 5 years.